Is there a recipe for youthful success? In a new book titled The Formula, Unlocking the Secrets to Raising Highly Successful Children, Harvard Kennedy School faculty member Ron Ferguson and journalist Tasha Robertson try to answer this question. After interviewing the families of hundreds of successful young adults, Ferguson and Robertson trace the roots of these individuals' successes to one common origin: good parenting. On this episode of Behind the Book, we'll take a closer look at the formula and what roles parents can play in their child's upbringing that will lead them down the path to success.
So I do really want to talk about what the formula actually is and what it entails, but first I kind of want to get into the story behind the book. Why did you decide to write it?
Well, Tasha started around 2005. She was a journalist with the Boston Globe, a bureau chief at the time, and she was meeting all kinds of fascinating people. And she started to wonder how they got that way, and sometimes they would talk about their parents, and she thought parenting might have something to do with it. So she started interviewing people back then.
Professor Ferguson had been working on a project called the How I Was Parented Project, in which Harvard students interviewed fellow students to discuss how parenting had gotten them where they were. Professor Ferguson and Robertson connected, and their discussions eventually led the two to research and write the formula. At the heart of their formula are 8 roles which parents must navigate in the upbringing of their child. The authors found these 8 parental roles to be present in virtually every case they explored when interviewing families.
The first role is the early learning partner, and that's the parent who is very engaged with the child, doing things that the child experiences as fun, but where they're also problem solving and they're also learning skills. Then the second role is the flight engineer. If you think of life as a journey, well, really high achievers are on a pretty high trajectory through life. And the flight engineer makes sure that they stay on that trajectory. So if they start to go off track some kind of way, the flight engineer intervenes.
The third role, the fixer, ensures that the child has the resources and connections they need to succeed. The authors found that even in times of economic hardship, the families they interviewed were able to find resources and allies to help their children advance. The fourth role is the revealer, who shows the child how big the world is and what opportunities are available to them. The fifth role, the philosopher, helps their child find purpose.
You know, a 3-year-old can ask some pretty deep questions.
Yeah, totally.
And you can blow it off, or you can give a serious answer. So you might have a parent that'll go away and think for 2 days and come back with an answer that a child has asked.
Right.
The 6th role is the model, who is an adult that carries himself in a way that the child wants to emulate. I want to kind of be like that. The 7th role is the negotiator. The negotiator teaches the child how to make their case, how to defend their interests, how to speak truth to